If you've been scrolling through endless specs, watching video after video about portable generators, and still feel like you're stuck in a maze of numbers, you're not alone. Most people end up wondering if the big wattage claims actually translate into something useful when they're out camping, stuck in a blackout, or just trying to keep the RV fridge humming. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'm going to break down the IEE 3200W 6400W peak portable power station, the way it matters in real life, what it can really power, how it fits into a daily routine, and why you might still want to look elsewhere. First off, the headline number 3200W continuous output sounds massive, especially when you compare it to the tiny 500-watt units that dominate the market. The truth is that rating only matters if you actually need that kind of power at once. For most weekend campers, a 1000-watt inverter is enough to run a mini fridge, a couple of lights, and a phone charger. But if you're an RV owner who wants to run the air conditioner, a microwave, and a power tool while you're parked off-grid, the extra headroom becomes a real benefit. That's where the 2048WH lithium iron phosphate (LiFePO) battery steps in. At that capacity, you can theoretically run a 1500-watt AC load for about an hour and a half, or a 300-watt load for 5 hours. It's not an endless power source, but it does give you a comfortable buffer for longer stays or multiple devices. The biggest selling point for me was the charging flexibility. IEE lists 4 ways to refill the pack: 1800W AC fast charging, 1000W solar input, and 2 lower power options for the wall or a car. In practice, I set up the 2 400-watt panels they include and got about 800W of solar into the box under bright sun. It took roughly 3 hours to top the battery from 20% to full. That's impressive if you have a decent sunny spot, but it also means you need a fair amount of panel real estate. If you're planning to use this as a backup for a home outage and you don't have a roof that can accommodate large panels, the fast AC charger becomes the primary route. The 1800W charger does the job about an hour and a half from empty to full, but you'll need a dedicated circuit that can handle the draw, otherwise you'll be tripping breakers. One area where the unit shines is the silent operation. Unlike gasoline generators that roar and stink, the IEE 3200 runs on a lithium battery, so there's no exhaust, no fuel storage worries, and the fan noise stays under 45 dB even when you're pulling near max power. That makes it a genuine companion for a campsite where you want to keep the peace, or for an emergency night in the house when you don't want the whole neighborhood hearing a diesel engine. Now, let's talk about the user interface. The unit pairs with an app over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, letting you see the state of charge, set charging limits, and even schedule a power off after a certain time. In my testing, the app was responsive, but you do need a stable connection. If you're out in the woods with spotty 4G, the app will lag. The physical controls on the front are straightforward. A digital display shows voltage, current, and remaining runtime, and a single knob toggles the AC output on or off. It's a balance between modern smart features and old-school reliability. The port selection is generous. For AC outlets, for USB-A ports, a USB-C PD port, 2 12V car sockets, and a couple of DC outputs give you the flexibility to power everything from a laptop and a portable projector to a CPAP machine and a small power tool. In one real-world scenario, I ran a 1200-watt electric heater, a 90-watt laptop charger, and a 5-watt phone charger simultaneously for about 45 minutes before the battery dipped below the 20% safety threshold. The unit didn't hiccup, and the automatic EPS backup switched in under 10 milliseconds when the grid went out, keeping my lights on without a flicker. That ultra-fast switchover is more than a marketing gimmick. It's the difference between a smooth transition and a momentary blackout that could reset sensitive electronics. Weight is often a deal-breaker for portable power stations. At 24 kilograms, the IEE 3200 is about 30% lighter than many comparable 3000-watt units that use traditional lithium-ion cells. It's still not something you'd want to lug up a mountain trail, but for loading into a roof rack, a small trailer, or a vehicle's cargo space, it's manageable. The built-in handles are robust, and the frame feels sturdy enough to survive a few bumps on the road. So, who should actually buy this? If you're an RV enthusiast who runs an air conditioner, a microwave, and a few entertainment devices while you're parked in a remote spot, the combination of high continuous power, large battery capacity, and multiple charging avenues makes sense. It also fits a homeowner who lives in a region prone to long outages and wants a silent backup.